Hi everyone, my name is Parag Pal. I'm a PMP certified professional, and in this video, I will take you to the chapter 1 related to the key terms and introduction to the project management. If you watch this video till the end, let me tell you one thing. You can able to crack the PMP exam with very less time. Okay? Without wasting time, let's get started. So, I passed the PMP exam in 2025 and I know that what are the things that you need to focus on. So, based upon the PMP examinations, there are the project like PMP content outline which emphasize what you should learn and in which area you need to focus. So, in people, process and business environment, in the three groups, we are going to focus on the people and process, okay, and definitely business environment we will take later. Okay, so in this video I will take you to the understanding of the key terms and the why we need the introduction to the project management. Okay, let's get started. The first point is project versus operations. Definitely this is one of the very important concept that you should understand. What is project and what is operations? So project is always a temporary arrangement. It has a definite start and definite end date. Okay, like if you have any project, so that project is always have a specific start date and end date, right? Also projects are unique, okay, because it creates a distinct product. It creates a very different kind of product, different services, and always give a different results every single time. Every single project is goal oriented. It means that it is defined to achieve something specific target across a given period of time. That's why it's called as a project. So whenever project comes in your mind, you should understand it is a temporary, it is a unique, and it is a goal oriented concept. If we compare project with the operations are an ongoing process. It means that this is a continuous process. This is day-to-day process such as business activities and all. That's what we used to call as operations, right? It is a repetitive process because it produces the standardized output which is defined. Understand? And also sustaining. It means that it maintains the business functionality. So your operations need to be carried forward continuously in a continuous random manner, so or the standardized manner or whatever the defined manner. Based on that you can pursue a good operations. So this is a difference between what is a project and what is the operations. I hope you understand this concept. If you have any doubts, I would like to ask you to just connect with my YouTube channel, which is what you're watching right now. Connect me on the WhatsApp, okay, and don't forget to join my Telegram channel and visit my website civilnotes.com, because from here you can able to learn these concepts. Okay, now what is the key takeaway from this understanding of the project and operations? So the key takeaways is projects are all about changes and creating something new. That's what we all about. Okay, while if you just look into the operations are about maintaining and sustaining the existing process. So this is what all about operations. So this is your key takeaway. Don't forget these things in the project management examinations, because PMP is all about the concept. If you divert from the concept, you will not able to solve the questions. Okay, let me take you to the next topic called rolling wave planning. What is rolling wave planning? This is come as a progressive elaborations because it progress with respect to the functionality, such as progressive elaboration is the iterative process of increasing the level of details in a project management plan. Okay, as more information and more accurate estimation become available, right? So this is what we are processing. Like just take an example, you have a high level of plan, okay, then afterward, like as a zero stage, you have a very detailed plan, okay, but what happened in middle of your project, there is more details emerge that it is required, that client wants this in your project, okay, that this has to be done. Without that this project doesn't make any sense, okay, or some more value additions. Then that details added to your high level plan, and your high level plan get extended, that refine to a specific objective or specific output within just in time. So that concept is called as a rolling wave planning. It means moving with the high level plan but adding extra arrangement which is come apart from your scope. That's what rolling wave planning. And the rolling wave planning gives more accurate estimate. Why? Because you are assessing the data in very detailed manner. That's why rolling wave planning is called as a part of the progressive elaboration. With respect to process, it elaborate and it gives a very detailed estimate, right? So the progressive elaboration also called as a rolling wave planning, and that's why it's called as a iterative process. Okay, and because of you are increasing the level of details in every single project management plan. See, if you have a level of details only up to 2 level, what you're going to address? You're going to address something nothing. But if you have level of details in very detail, like if you want to construct a building, take an example. If you want to construct a building, you just design in 2 hours. It might not give a good quality of work. But in second manner, if you hire a consultant, that consultant take 2 months of time, he worked on that, he elaborated it, he addressed you the situation in middle of time by giving the meetings and all, and there you go. You have a very detailed estimate, you have a sections, you have elevations, you have a designs, you have a quantity, you know how much material to be procured. That's called as a progressive elaboration or rolling wave planning. Okay, now make sure whenever in your examinations you are looking for a rolling wave planning or a keywords such as complex projects, they deal with the iterative or the rolling wave planning kind concepts. Okay, it's impossible to know all the detail upfront always, because whenever you are working on any project, it is totally impossible to understand is this concept exist or not. But yes, planning in the rolling wave management, it makes happen. Okay, so now if I take you to one of the example, like when building a house, you might initially have a high level plan, an entire construction. As you approach the foundation phase, you will develop a very detailed plan for execution, concrete pouring, rebar placement, and then later what you will do, as you move in the interior finishing, you will also elaborate on paint, color, fixtures and flooring material. So in our regular life, we usually do the rolling wave planning. Okay, I hope you understand this concept. Now, let me take you to the what is project management. Okay, so while I am preparing for the PMP examinations, project management was a key concept, right? Because that's where the PMP emerged. So project management is an application of the knowledge, skills, tools and techniques to the project activities, so we can meet a project requirement. That's what project management all about, right? Let me repeat the project management definition. This is not a standardized definition. This definition comes from the whatever we have learned. So project management, why we do the project management? Because it is an application of knowledge. We are applying our knowledge, applying our skills, tools available, techniques that emerge across a year of time, and that activity to that project activity, so that project requirement can get fulfilled and we will get a very good, concise and qualitative output from that project, even from the operations, right? So whenever I take a word project, it means it is a unique product, and whenever I deal with the operation, it means it is a process, a regular process, right? So in project management, it's fundamentally about effective how you are managing the project, how you are managing your resources, okay, such as machineries and all, and what is a way and how you are managing your processes. Why? To accomplish the project scope within a given time. Because in project management, it is very important that time and cost, these are the constraint. Because if time and cost, you not focus on the time and cost, let me tell you one thing, you are going to lose in that aspect, right? So the goal is very simple, to keep the work to be done in a specific budget and time frame. That's called project management. And whenever you are meeting with the scope and actual expectation, there you go, you can say that we reach the project management. So is a project management is a cloud of multiple things, whereas you need to look into the time, cost, material, quality, resources, every single thing. But the the moral of the story of the project management is, project management works well when you utilize your skills, knowledge, tools and techniques. Correct? Then and only then you can able to avoid the cost and time overrun and complete the project with a good quality objective in given time. That's called project management, right? I hope you like this video, because I am requesting you, please subscribe my YouTube channel. Please visit this website civilnotes.com, because this website is really very important, right? Now, let's understand value. What is value all about? So the primary reason any company when undertake a project, why? To drive the value from its output, because every company wants something value addition to the society. Why company emerge, why company develop? Because they wanted to derive, they wanted to create a value for the society. If you are deriving the value for the society, let me tell you one thing, this is what we want. If your society is getting the value addition across every single given period of time, okay, it means your value additions helps the society to grow, right? So the primary reason of every project is to added value, derive the value from the output. No company would spend money on the project that does not return any value. That's very simple. If I give an example of the Nagpur Metro, Nagpur Metro is constructed at a very initial level of time, okay, and across a period of time, definitely people are start working on the project, utilizing the project, using that metro, and now see, in future when you look into that project, see, this is value adding value. Metro, infrastructure, airport, railways, what they are doing? They are adding value to your life cycles. You can fly from Dubai to India, India to Australia, Australia to New Zealand, wherever you can go. Why? How? Because of the value addition, they develop infrastructure, and that's called project. Okay, that's the reason value is having tangible and intangible values. Every single values are look into the tangible and intangible values, right? So tangible values are always measurable value. Okay, you always measure the values, and the tangible values are always quantifiable benefits, okay, such as money, like increase in the revenue, cost saving, physical assets you are purchasing, and also you have a market shares. So tangible assets are always towards having the good profit margin, cost, shares and assets, okay, and low liability to the company. But if we talk about the intangible assets, which such as non-quantifiable benefits, like there is no benefit from that assets, but yes, that value you are carrying, right? That still contribute to the organization success, okay, because just take an example, like if I say like some brand reputation improved, such as brand improvement, increase customer satisfaction, enhance employee morale, acquisition of the new knowledge, these are all the intangible values, but that exist. Why? Because they are giving benefit to the organization, but they don't give any quantifiable benefits, okay, that's called as an intangible values. Okay, now, so what is the project manager role in terms of the values? If you look into this, so project manager role in terms of the value is, the main task to project manager is to ensure that project and its completed deliverables are always delivering the value to the business. Okay, so the project manager role is always toward how he can deliver a value to the business. If he is not delivering the value to the business, it doesn't make any sense. That's very simple and easy understanding, correct? Now, let me take you to the process. Okay, now in PMP examinations, okay, in PMP examinations, process is a key. If you don't understand process, you need to understand process first, because what will happen, Once you understand the process, they will explain, they will ask the question, because whenever the questions in the PMP examination are total very explicit side. Okay, they're in a paragraph sizes, right? And they have a words, bunch of words that you need to check that what he is referring to, which process is referring. Does he referring to project management plan, risk management plan, or he referring any tool, techniques, or output? So ITTOs comes into picture, correct? So ITTOs also called as the input, tool, technique, and output. Okay, so a process is a set of interrelated actions. See, very simple knowledge. Okay, process is a set of interrelated actions, right? What is a process? Very simple example, you want to eat a chocolate. In factory they made some process and output is a chocolate. So the process is a interrelated actions and few activities which perform to achieve a pre-specified set of product. We can say result or any services. Okay, from first standard to 10th standard you learn very hard, so in the board examinations you get a good marks, right? This is what a process that you did. That's why you get a good result in your 10th standard, right? We execute a process because what we want value, we want output, we want value added output, right? That's the important of the process. Okay, always understand, whenever we are understanding the process or ITTO, it means input, tool, technique, and output structures. So we need to understand what is all about input. In project management or in PMP examination, input is like a document, plan, data, or agreement that are needed to start any process. Okay, so these are act as an ingredient. Early morning you wake up, just take an example of your own body. Early morning, if you don't get tea or if you don't get any snacks, okay, something like that, you won't feel good, right? You need a coffee. I take my example, I need a coffee early morning, I need a tea early in the morning so I can feel fresh. So that's an ingredient for me, that's an input for me. Tool and technique, the mechanism, the tool of technique is deal with the mechanism, methods, or skills used to transform the input into output, such as actions and methods. So let's take example that, okay, early morning I wanted to get fresh, I wanted to feel fresh, I took a tea, but afterward when I go to my office I am performing well. Why? Because I took a tea early in the morning. That works well. When your input as act needs to be converted into the tool and technique, so you are acting like that. Okay, and output, when you're performing well in your office, what is the output? Your output will be a good deliverable, a good value added result, and that is produced by your process. So early morning you get fresh, you take good tea, that's called as an ingredient. You went to your office, you did hard work because you are now fresh and you know everything how to do, you know the process, and then with the help of using your tools and techniques and lots of things, that because you have a skill set, you have a very good value added output. So in project management, this is a process. In project management also it happens in the same way. Like, just take an example, you wanted to achieve or you wanted to bid for a project. What will happen? In term of input, if you look into it, you will reach out to the client, you ask the term of references, TOR, okay, and you understand what is client requirement. So this is an ingredient for your bidding, correct? Then you give that data to your team that, okay, please assess. So your team, what will they will use their tools and techniques to assess, okay, 10 item, okay, I will address the 10 item and they will calculate the cost. Okay, based upon your experience, you will streamline that cost and you will submit to the client. So output is the qualitative cost estimate for the work. And if you own that project, it means whatever input you made from that TOR, the term of references, the tool and technique your team utilized, and the output that you have submitted it works well. That's called a project. That's why a project is a unique. It's not a operation. Okay. Now, plan and deliverable. Sorry, phase and deliverable. So phase and deliverables are two different instinct, right? Phase. Phase is a division within the project, okay, where extra control is needed to effectively manage the completion of one of the more deliverable. This is very important, okay, because the phase always need extra control, because phase can be uncontrolled. Remember, phase can be uncontrolled, right? So project can have many phases, such as feasibility phase. Take one example of the project. That project is having the feasibility stage, then it will go to the design stage. Once design complete, then it will go to the development stage, and once development done, then it will get tested, and after testing it will open for the people for the deployment. Okay, so this phase is not properly controlled, so your project will not complete in a time. Thus phase is cannot be equal to the deliverable, okay, because phase give a insight of a total flow of any project, where the deliverable is a part of that project, of every single phase. Correct? Every phase with the project will create a specific deliverables or deliverable, right? Just take an example. If you are a civil engineer, because I am a civil engineer, I can give very good examples of the civil engineers. So a civil engineer are having a highway construction project. So client is a government client, and that government client is having a project where, as a designer, you need to deliver the feasibility report in the feasibility stage. In design, you need to develop the bill of quantities, cost estimate,